And let's say this is my first time logging into the portal. So I don't know my password. So what I'm going to do is click on this button, request new password, or let's say I forgot my password. So I'm going to click on this, give it a minute, enter your email again. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my email, which is right here. And wait a minute. We'll say further instructions has been sent to your email address. Great. The green box is always a good sign. And this is where a lot of people say, you know, I never received it. It'll automatically go to spam if you've never received it. Okay, so this is what the email looks like. And you see this link right here. And this is what you're going to click on. So request has been made to reset a new password for your Serra International account. You click here. So you put your email in, you put your password in, and it should bring you to this page. This is the page it brings you to. And right here, this should have your address, your number. I made a demi account, so obviously this isn't accurate information. But I'm going to go ahead and click on My Club. Okay, so we created a Serra Club of Chicago for this presentation. So it should look like this. Now, right away, if you do not have this function, administer roster, that means that you cannot edit the portal, and that means that you're not listed as an officer. So if you do not have this function on your screen when you log in, that means you should either contact us or contact an officer who is listed as an officer in your club to edit and make sure that you're edited as an officer or as an admin to make sure you can edit the portal. So that's vital. So everything on this page, you're going to go to My Club, and everything on this left-hand side, this is what you're going to be working with. This is what's really important. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Administer Roster. Okay, great. Now this is the most important page within the whole portal. So on this page is where you're going to do all your editing, all of your updating. 95% of what you do is on this page. You're going to go up to this middle button, this red button, Add New Member. Okay, great. Okay, so we're going to add a Jane Allen to this club. So we're going to put in her information, Miss Jane. Oh, sorry. Allen. Great. Scroll down. Name a parish. Let's say she goes to St. Joseph. St. Joseph the Worker. Great. Okay. So when we get down to the phone numbers, this is really important because make sure you put an accurate phone number in. This is our only way to reach Serrans. So if we need to contact a Serran, ask a Serran a question, so forth, also for district and regional directors, for outreach, it's very important. So make sure, you know, you put in the correct number. So I'm just going to make up a number, just do 999. Okay, great. You put in their mobile, say it's 777. Okay, great. Okay, now we come to their email address. Now, this is also very important. So I want to make a couple of comments on this. You can only have one email address for each portal account. That means that if a Serran does not have an email, we have to put in a fake email. Also, if a husband and wife share an email, only one of them can use it for their account, and the other one has to use a fake email. By fake email, what we do for those people who do not have an email, so let's say Jane doesn't have an email, we do what we put in is Jane, first name, last name, Jane Allen at serrainternational.org. Sometimes we put Serra Portal. email is vital because this is how we send out all of our communications. So for always forward, never back, for any email we send out to any Serran, all of it is sent through this email. We pull it from the portal. So if this email is incorrect, guarantee that Serran's not receiving any information on what's going on. So that's very important that that is updated. So now we're going to go down to the date of birth. Now, this automatically, a lot of people skip this because it says today's date on both of them, so they don't think they have to fill it out. But please stop and fill it out because it is important to know. So let's say the date of birth is September 4th, 1950. And then a join date. Now, this isn't the date they joined the portal, but this is the date that they became a Serran. So this is important, so we can recognize those people who have been Serrans for years and so forth, just for our data. So let's say Jane became a Serran on May 1st, 2002. Great. Scroll down, language, English, United States. Okay, great. Now we come to the mailing address. And just like how the email was important, this is vital because they will receive the Serran magazine through this email. Again, everything is pulled from the portal. So if this address is incorrect, they will not receive the magazine or anything that we send out. So let's just put A8, Mary Lane, Chicago, Illinois, 60606. Great. Scroll down. Okay. I'm going to go back to these functions and explain them a little more, but the billing. So Jane is a full member. She's not under 35 and she's not married. Non-billable applies to religious or chaplains. So we're going to click full member and then the membership status. Jane is a Serran, so we're going to click on that. And then I'm going to explain how to add an officer position. You can do it here as well. Just want to show it to you real quick. You can click here, add drop-down bar. You can add the roles with the dates. You click save position, but we're not. Jane's not going to be an officer, so I just wanted to show you. I'm going to circle back to that, but. Create and add new member is that's important. That's what saves the page. And this is the last step in adding a new member. So let it load and then we'll see what happens here. Okay, great. So you should always receive this green box with this check mark. The member has been updated. The new member has been added to your group. Now we scroll down and there we go. There's Jane. So now we're going to go to adding an officer position. So again, you're logged in. You're going to click My Club. It should bring you to the same page. You're going to go to Administer Roster. So you're going to go ahead and go to the far right-hand side of the Edit Membership where John's clicking under Edit Officer Role. So you're going to click on that. You're going to scroll down and you're going to see the Add Position button in blue. You're going to click on that. And then you're going to see the role. Here we go. And then you're going to put in, let's see, trustee, I think we could do Vice President of Membership. Go ahead and click on that. Okay, great. Now, as I explained before, this is the vital part, is the dates. So Jane is going to become president or vice president of membership from today until 2021. So John, and make sure the years are correct, the dates are correct, and then you're going to click Save Position. Wait, and again, This active status that says active, John, if you could show them, thank you. The active, that is vital. If it says inactive, that means the dates were put in past today, meaning 2019, 2018. And then you're going to click update membership. And as Mike was saying, this is, a lot of people don't do this. If you don't click on this, it won't save it. So click update membership. And again, here's the green box. The membership has been updated. So if you scroll down, okay, great. So now we see right here under roles, Vice President of Membership, Jane Allen. Wonderful. John, do you mind going to administer roster? So let's say I want to go in and let's say Jane Allen is no longer the Vice President of Membership. Go to Edit Officer Role. Okay, so you're going to go to Operations and you're going to click Edit. Now, don't click delete. A lot of people click delete, and that's not good. So only click edit. Delete will get rid of all the history. So let's say this end date, normally if this end date is incorrect, it'll automatically, you won't have to do this because it'll stop. But let's say, for the sake of it, let's say she, by, what date should we use? Yeah, go ahead and do 2009. Yeah. The second, there we go. And then you might have to click the change the start date, John.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so after that, we change it to the correct dates. We click save position, and then very important is the status. And you click update membership. Very important. You see that green box. The membership has been updated. Again, that means the change has occurred. If you've seen Jane Allen under roles, no longer. Okay, all right, I'm going to go ahead and go into active, inactive. So what that means, again, that's someone who is no longer a Serran, someone, unfortunately, who has passed away, or so forth. So we're going to use Jane again. So you're going to go to Edit Profile. Again, this is all under Administer Roster. So if John clicks on Edit Profile, okay, we're going to scroll down all the way to the bottom of the page. So this is kind of nice now. Go all the way to the bottom here. Okay, so John, do you see the little active?
If she's passed away, we will change her membership status to deceased, and we will save that position, or we will save that. So it will update everything within the club. But we don't need to, but if you want to, you can change their status to non-billable just for the record, but we do not bill deceased Serrans. So that is how you mark a member as deceased. If you need to make someone inactive or remove them from the club or transfer them between clubs, that is an operation that we do within the office. So you need to send an email to Eileen to accomplish that function.
John, if you don't mind going back to the billing functions real quick.
Sure.
This is really important. So if you go back to, if you scroll down, under Administer Roster, click on Edit Profile again. Scroll all the way down. Okay, so billing. So if you can click on that drop down. So this is really, really important. If you have a spouse that joins and you need to change, this is also where we keep track of everything for our books. So make sure that this is accurate. If they're under 35, we ask that we make sure that their birthday is correct above with the correct date, but make sure that this is correct, and this is how you change that, that billing status. So that's very important to know. And the other thing, John, if you don't mind going to the membership status as well, scroll down. Okay, this is where I can put your chaplain or your priest in, and they are not they would be under non-billable. So this is how we know who your chaplain, who your priest is, who, you know. So this is where you can change that status, which is really nice to know. And then again, after you change it, make sure you click save. So if you scroll all the way down to this little tiny orange button that says CSV, and John can click on that and see this little button will pop up. It says opening right there. That means it's downloaded, and you can click on that. You know, if you don't have Excel, if you have a Chromebook, it'll bring you to a Google Doc. But then this is very nice. This is all of your members. So John, if you don't mind taking column G and extending it a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so this is all the information that they inputted in the portal. So if you scroll, first name, last name, email, their billing status, so forth. This is extremely helpful for you to, first off, maybe to have, so you can keep track for your own personal records, to edit things. Also, if you're going to a meeting and you want to make sure their information's correct, print this out and have people edit it before you go into the portal, so you don't have to write it all down. You can print it out and so forth. Also, it's really nice for emails. If you wanted to send out an email to your club, you can just copy this G column into an email, and there you go. So this is a function that most people don't know about, and it is extremely helpful for you.
Click on the Officer tab on the club page.
Right.
And then you'll want to make sure it's the active officers, and you'll see the CSV button again.
Edits. And then just the last thing, very basic function. John, if you don't mind going to administer roster. I just want to show you for clubs that have really large clubs, just how to look up someone's name or so forth. So this name right here is really helpful. Let's say you're trying to look up John Liston, you know, or Smith, whatever. Click, and then you can press enter or filter. Scroll down, there he is. So that you don't have to see all those other names. And again, edit profile is how you edit. Just think edit profile is all their personal information, their email address and everything. You're really going to use that function for almost everything. Just the officer role is just to edit that if John's an officer or so forth. And that's really the basic functions of the portal.
The way that you would search for people outside of your club would be by following the same process, but clicking on, if they're in your district, your region, or your council, you'll click on that, and then you'll be able to look for members within each of those areas through the same kind of a feature. Now, you'll only be able to see them if they've selected their visibility so that they can be seen by Serrans within that level. So I'm going to jump into the John Liston profile here. And towards the bottom, there's a way where in each member's profile, they have the option under my profile of selecting how visible they are to the Serra world. So in here towards the bottom, there is where it says profile visibility. You can make it so that you're only seen to the members of your club, to your district, to your region, to your council, or to anyone in the Serra organization as a whole. The default security setting, because we want to respect the privacy of all Serrans, is club level. But if you want to open that up to everyone, you have the option of doing that, and of course you'll need to click save in order for it to populate into the database. District governors and regional directors do have the ability to get full rosters within their jurisdiction.